Well, good midday, good midday, good midday, good midday. A little rainy, a little cold, a little disappointed. Still the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. So we're thankful to God for an opportunity for us to be able to come together and to grow and be everything that God would have us to be. Kathy Jemison, bless your hearts for being here with us on this wonderful day. I know for some of you, you may feel that it is a horrible day, but it's still a good day. Why? Because all things work together for good, that for the good of them that love God and are called according to His purpose. And so we're grateful for each and every one of you. Linda, Nancy, Stephanie, Debbie Johnson, good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have. So glad that you are here with us on today. Tamika, praying all is well with you and yours as we continue. That's right. You got up this morning. Denise, thank you so much for being here with us on this wonderful, wonderful day. It is a wonderful day. It is a don't you fool yourself. It's still a wonderful day. And for that, we bless his holy name. Cora, how are you? Praying that you're doing well. Don't beat nobody up today. I had to say that. I couldn't help myself. It just was in me. I had to get that out. And so we're just thankful that all is as well as it is. Because believe me, y'all, believe me, Ewans, it can get worse. So we're grateful to God for that. Carletta, good midday to you. Thank you so much for being here and being here with us. Minister Faye, Cecile, bless your heart. Rosa Bell, how are you? Good to have you with us on this day. A great day. It's still a great day. It's still a great day. Bernice, bless your heart. And we're just glad that all is as well as it is, and that things are as well as they are for right now. Barbara White, good to have you among us. And so, do me a big favor. If you don't mind, please share. Please share. That would be absolutely wonderful if you would do that. And yes, Cecile, he sure is. But I'm going to talk about something. I'm going to talk about something because God is in control is getting ready to be more than just a cliche. Oh my gosh. You know, yeah, please share. Please share. I see some of you doing it, so please make sure that you do. That would be absolutely wonderful. Okay, absolutely wonderful. And for that, we give God glory and praise for you all. Okay, well, let me go ahead and get started, and we'll just holler at folk as they come on board. Minister Sarah Jenkins, bless you for being here with us today. I am not disappointed by the presidential outcome. Christy, how are you? Okay. Um, Thank you, Janice, for letting us know all is well. I'm not. And I've been saying this for a while, and I don't really think it sinks in. I think because we have been quote unquote so much on what we think is the winning side, that we lose sight. Linda Brown, bless you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Um, that we forget some things. If you have studied your history, you will understand clearly that this nation was founded on racism. It was founded on sexism. For just a moment, let's be real honest about this. The only actual Americans are Native Americans, and they are on reservations. This country, hey, Ann, how are you? This country was built on slave labor. People were brought from Africa over here to provide service with no pay. Our men were castrated and our women were raped, or they became the nursemaids, or they were the people who worked in the fields and had no say so, had no rights, had no anything. It was even planted into the Constitution of this nation that we weren't whole people. But for whatever reason, we've forgotten that. I guess because we've had a few accomplishments, and they'll let us be. Hey, Barbara Foose, they'll let us be council people. They'll let us be mayors and governors. But Chaplain Hearns, how are you? Well, that presidency thing. Because the truth of the matter is, and the statistics are coming out concerning that, showing that many men did vote for uh, Donald Trump because he was a man, not because he was good, not because he was right, not because he had a moral compass about himself. But some men, and it's not just black men, have a problem with female leadership. I was praying that there would have been enough after, and then one of the problems that took place is after the debacle that took place in New York, people had already voted, and so they couldn't turn their vote around. They couldn't change their vote. Rita, how are you? They just couldn't do it, and so it is what it is. Not just black men, not just white men, Latinos, um, Asian. Um, it is what it is, y'all. Listen, y'all. Listen. We got to get our head out the sand and quit acting like all is well just because of a few accomplishments. The people who own corporations, not all of them, because not all of them are racist and not all of them are bad. LaShawn, how are you? Not all of them are horrible. None of and don't get me wrong. We are not going to broad brush. Ayana, how are you, dear? White people, as if all of them are bad, as if all of them are terrible, as if all of them are out to be racist. That is not true. That's a trick of the enemy. Good midday, Elder Clay. That's a trick of the enemy to not only cause of them to be hateful of us, but for us to be hateful of them. That's a divide and conquer issue. I hope y'all don't mind if I take a few moments just to talk about this, because I gotta get us to calm down, because and I posted on Facebook, quit hollering, screaming, and yelling and all that stuff. What do you got to learn from moments that appear to be moments of defeat? Because I don't really believe that this is a moment of defeat. I believe that God wanted to teach us something. My friend John Fitzhugh, thank you so much for being here. And see, John, the thing that people don't understand is that there's God's perfect will and then his permissive will. This man would not be where he is if God didn't permit it. Darlene, Madison, how are you? Can I take my time? Y'all don't mind if y'all don't mind if I go past my little 10 minutes? Because I think this is something that we need to get, and I think it's something that needs to register with us. And the thing is, and what you've got to see and what you have to understand is we got to quit acting like everything is all right. There's another thing that you have to look at, is that there are two sects of Christians. And some of the level of, and we call it white nationalism, whatever you want to call it, evangelical, whatever you want to call it, I don't care, have a certain, what they consider to be a biblical doctrinal stance that they stand on, which excludes. Well, the other part of Christianity is inclusive. Now, you have to read the Bible to see which one you believe is most like Jesus. I'm not here to try to tell you that. I'm here, you need to do that because the Bible says, in them you think you have eternal life. So there are some things, Minister Marcia Walker, bless you. So there's some things you need to know for yourself. You need to read for yourself. You need to research for yourself, because when you know it, then some other jerk can't come along and take it away from you. I know y'all don't like me today because y'all wanted me to get on here and whine. Oh, the white people. Oh, the white. We've been blaming white people for a whole lot of stuff that a lot of times white people ain't even responsible for. We didn't vote. There was a sect of people who couldn't stand him, and they just did not vote, period, because they could not bring themselves to vote for a black woman. Can I take black out, Erica? How are you? Can I take black out? Because if we look at Hillary Clinton, she lost as well. Women. And so what do we learn from this? What do we learn from this? What do we learn from Sherrod Brown losing? What do we learn from issue one losing issue one? What do we learn, Dr. McNair? What do we learn? What do we learn? And I knew something was up because the rhetoric, even coming from Vance, had gotten so corrupt that there had to be something going on. Because now we're bees and trash, and certain nations are garbage. Okay. Listen, Dr. McNair, don't make me holler. And what I'm actually doing, my friend, I'm trying to get us to wake up. Because, and again, you listen, I'm trying to get us to see something. And I'm going to go a little bit further since y'all said I can take some time to do this. We became complacent when Barack Obama became president, and they became more agitated and involved because he did. While we were shouting in church and quote unquote giving God glory for a black man becoming president, we were not doing our due diligence to keep our eyes open as to some of the tricks and some of the, hey, Pee Wee, how are you, dear? And things that were going on. Look at what happened in Youngstown. People who were probably considered to be shoo-ins to stay in their positions are now no longer. Learn from it. I'm getting ready to go a little bit deeper with this. I'm going to talk about the difference between people who love the Lord and people who just go to church. And you know what, Barbara? Hey, Shirley, how are you? Listen to me, Barbara. God is only in control of those who are willing to be controlled by him. He does know the outcome. But hey, Charlene, how are you? And in the midst of this, here we are whining and crying, and oh, she was going to lose. But if you are a student of human behavior, this mixed, married to a white man woman, Sandra Duckworth, how are you? Did more in 3 months than most white or black men could do in 3 years. How do you capitalize on that? What do you, hey, Elder Carter, are you hearing what I'm saying? While we sitting up here crying, and we should, and yes, many of us are hurt. Jennifer, many of us are hurt because of what took place. But here's where I'm at. I'm not going to sit back and just be hurt. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to learn from it. And I'm going to ask God to teach me something from it. Minister Sarah, can I put my foot on it? I need us to get this and to understand this that there's a real good possibility that God is trying to tell us something while we're sitting back here being mad. And here, and I'm gonna add just a little, Brenda. I'm gonna add just a little bit more to this. When we were winning, we threw up in the evangelicals and the other people's faces about how we winning and y'all ain't whatever. And guess what? They're gonna do the same thing to us. Now that it's the hand, the shoe is on the other foot. Okay, they're gonna do the same thing. Where do we learn that whatever you do is not supposed to benefit you, but the people? And when are we going to start raising people to go into those political? Because guess what? The evangelicals did it. They got people who claim to know the Lord who are now in powerful political positions. And here we are just going to church. We just may not know the Lord of the church because we've been conditioned to be churchy and not to be kingdom minded citizens. If I'm a kingdom citizen, I examine everything that's going on and not bits and pieces. Hey, Elon Musk, it was a setup. That judge over there, let him do whatever he want to do. Because guess what? Ain't none of us in a position to stop that. Because we have not realized that the wealth of the wicked has been laid up for the righteous, and we'll never get the wealth of the wicked because we don't even know how to be righteous yet. I believe that because this man gonna do whatever he want to do and it's gonna go unchecked. He gonna take away whatever he want to take away and it's gonna go unchecked. He gonna release whoever he want to release and it's gonna go unchecked. He's gonna remove every single guardrail that our foreparents have died for and it's gonna go unchecked. We're gonna be in chaos. Rich folk gonna get rich, poor. Not poor people. Poor people are going to get poorer, and middle class people are going to be poor because of what just took place. Look, Project 2025, I handed it out to my church. I wanted them to read it. I wanted them to see it. I wanted them to understand it. Now they're going to implement it. And ain't no need in you going to your church, asking your church for some money because the people in the church ain't got no money. It says they don't have no money. They can't help you who don't have any money. And we're going to have to trust God like we've never trusted him before. And I believe that's what God is trying to teach us because I can't say it the way, can I say it? Can I say it? Can I say it? And y'all won't be too offended by what I say. We've been pissing on God for too long and acting like he ain't nothing more than a slot machine or a bingo card or anything like that. And we have neglected our responsibility to trust him. And so what do? We put our faith in the Democratic Party. What did we do? We put our faith in the Republican Party. What did we do? We put our faith in the Independent Party. And every one of them are made up of people who are flawed and inconsistent and are trying to get right just like we're trying to get right. Our problem is we've neglected God. And when I say we've neglected God, I'm not talking about the fact that we don't still go to church. Oh, we still go. I'm gonna go there. How much time I got? I done took up too much time. I'm gonna go there. We will spend more money. I'm gonna say it. You know, the church needs tithes and offerings. It needs to be supported. Then we won't support the church financially, but we'll go out here and entertain. We'll buy new suits. We'll buy new outfits, whatever the ticket costs for us to go be entertained. And I'm not talking about sinners. I'm talking about saints. Where is the priority? Where is the priority? I don't have no problem with entertainment. I don't have no problem with you going to show. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But you turn around and treat God like dirt while you're doing what you want to do. And God's going to say, can you hear me now? God is saying, can you hear me now? He says, I'm a jealous God. And I will not allow any other God to be before me. So where are we? What you learning? What you gonna learn when the water gets cut off? What you gonna learn when you got jobs and you're not getting overtime anymore? What you gonna learn when the health care benefits run out and they're not trying to do anything. What you gonna learn when your healthcare gets jacked up? Because they're gonna destroy it. What you gonna learn? Just saw them interviewing you know who talking about healthcare. If the next pandemic show up, a whole lot more of us are gonna die. And we say, our hope is built on nothing less than Jesus Christ and his righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but holy. No, you're not. Because on Christ, the solid rock, you have not been standing. What? Matthew 6:33. What are we going to do, my sisters and brothers, other than sitting back there running out of tissues and handkerchiefs? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And see, here's the thing. For those of us who have the wisdom to know what to do, you better be wise like Joseph and put some stuff up because there's some rough days coming. I'm going to tell you this story and I'm going to let y'all go because I done kept y'all too long. I was getting ready to work on it. Could have got better under her. It could have got worse under her. It could have got better under him. He's already had 4 years. It could have got worse. Guess what? I ain't here to argue with nobody about nothing. I'm dealing with the fact of a people who have turned their back on God, and God says, I'm going to get your attention one way or the other. So whichever way you want to read it, read it. That's what I'm dealing with. See, we so caught up in the person that we can't check the personality of God that's trying to tell us something that we have not been listening to before. Back in 2007, I was getting ready to build the Family Life Center. And the Lord said, don't. And I got upset. I said, I already know who I'm going to name it after. I already know what I'm going to do, blah, 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 blah. The Lord said, don't do it. He did not. Now listen to me. He did not tell me why. He just told me don't. And the next thing you know, 2008, bottom fell out. What do you think would have happened to this church if I had not listened to God and not moved forward with that project? There wouldn't be no Union Baptist Church because we'd be in foreclosure and somebody else would be occupying this building if the building was even occupied. So here's what I'm saying. And yep, I'm stepping into my prophetic voice and I don't have a problem with it. But what you have to recognize and what you've got to see, this has never been a Christian nation. This has never been a Christian nation because Christians don't have slaves. Christians don't annihilate people who are already here. Christians look out for the least of these. This has always been a democracy and not a theocracy, which means it's an experiment. And the problem with the experiment is it took God out of the equation. Listen, I'll see y'all at 6:30. I done said enough. I didn't even get to what I was going to teach because I want us to stop whining and crying. I want us to stop blaming other people. I want us to stop saying, if you'd have voted this, no, this was already in God's divine will. But there's a message. And don't think that the message is just lopsided. There's a message on both sides. It's called Get Your House in Order. Love y'all. I know some of y'all can't stand me today. I know some of y'all don't like me today. I know some of y'all probably won't even, I won't even see you at 6:30. I'm okay with that. Okay. Hey, Richard, man, how you doing? I'm okay with that. But somebody has to say truth. I've been speaking truth to power for decades. I know the games they play, but I also know the God of game changer. Listen, meet me at 6:30. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be kind, but I want us to stop this. I want God to show us, what do we need to do as a people? When I talk about a people, I ain't talking about black folk. I'm talking about people who say that they have been washed in the blood of the Lamb. I want to know. Okay. Come on, Mark. Somebody talk to me. I want us to ask God, where am I deficient in your will? What do I need to change? Not so we can win politically, but that we could impact the lives of people to his glory and to his praise. See y'all at 6:30, because I don't know what I'm going to teach or what I'm going to say. I love y'all so much. I'll see y'all at 6:30. May God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.